At any one time, on any one day, over 16 million containers are in transit around the world. This is international trade. Exports are vital to many UK companies and the very lifeblood of the country's economy. But what's being exported in those containers? Or that cargo plane? That truck? Or that ship? Could it be detrimental to our own security and well-being? Or that of our friends and allies? Might it be used not for its intended civilian purpose, but put to military use, or used to produce or deliver nuclear, biological, or chemical weapons? For all exporters, and for the country as a whole, it is absolutely vital that all our exports are responsible exports. Ensuring that is the job of the Export Control Organization, or ECO. The ECO is part of the Department for Business, a stone's throw from the Houses of Parliament. The ECO has a deceptively simple mission: to promote global security through strategic export controls, facilitating responsible exports. The United Kingdom takes its international obligations seriously. Most of our export controls stem from commitments to multilateral and international agreements. And we continue to work with others to agree commitments on the transfer of conventional weapons and on technology that could be used in weapons of mass destruction, WMD, and the missiles that deliver them. All international agreements and UK-specific controlled items are distilled into several strategic export control lists. The two main ones are firstly the military list. This is self-explanatory: equipment, components, goods and technology for military use. This is an important area for UK industry. We're one of the world's leading suppliers of defence equipment. The United Nations Charter asserts the right of all sovereign states to defend themselves. We have the means to do so, in part due to our innovative and efficient defence industry. But many nations have neither the infrastructure nor the industrial base, and must import from friends and allies. The ECO also processes and manages trade control licenses for moving military goods from one overseas country to another. This covers trade activities both in the UK and, in certain circumstances, abroad. The scope of the dual-use list is less obvious. These are civilian goods that could have a military or WMD use. It includes certain electronic components, radars, sensors, equipment for manufacturing chemicals, biotechnology equipment, certain aluminium alloys, some machine tools, and many more goods. The controls also apply to the transfer of software and technology, including by electronic means. In addition to the items on the control lists, non-listed items may require a license under the WMD or military end-use controls. Some exporters might be surprised to see their products or activities on this list. Unfortunately, ignorance is no defense, and exporting or trading controlled goods and technology without a valid license is a criminal offense. Companies are likely to lose business and suffer damage to their reputation. Individuals can be fined or imprisoned for up to 10 years. That's why it's important to realize that export control is a two-way process, where exporters have certain responsibilities. And that's everyone, from export control managers and company directors to sales and marketing and shippers. Companies should have their own internal compliance program to ensure they comply with legislation. Every UK company can expect a fast, responsive licensing service and comprehensive advice from the ECO. The advice available includes the website, which offers both general information and specific guidance notes about export controls, and explains the various different licenses, regular updates, telephone and email helplines, and a program of seminars and workshops. The licensing process proper starts with SPIRE, the ECO's online license application system. Submitted applications are first assessed by the ECO, then go on to several other government departments for their specialist advice. Together, they ensure that the intended export does not contravene 8 key criteria. Will the export breach any arms embargoes or sanctions? Might the export be used in the abuse of human rights? Could the export provoke or prolong an internal conflict? Might the buyer use the export aggressively against another country? Will the export jeopardize UK national security or that of our allies? What's the buyer's record on supporting terrorism and respecting international law? Might the equipment be diverted within the buyer's country or re-exported? And finally, if the buyer is a developing country, will the export seriously undermine its economy or hamper sustainable development? Most license applications are processed within 20 working days, and licenses are issued electronically. HM Revenue and Customs and UK Border Agency enforce export license controls. The Revenue and Customs Prosecution Office is responsible for prosecuting where breaches have occurred. The marketplace has never been more competitive, and exports never so important. But export control is a serious responsibility, not just an administrative task. It affects us all, from exporting companies and their employees to national government and the general public, and the people in the countries those goods are going to, as well as their neighbours. It's a global responsibility. What the ECO does and the licensing process is, of course, more complicated than a short video like this can ever hope to explain. But the Export Control Organization is there to help. It's all about balancing regulation with service. Together, we can make sure that for the United Kingdom, all our exports are responsible exports.